Hey guys, Addict Cyclist here with a review of the Specialized ground control in the control casing. So I've used this tire for one full season. On the front, my Specialized Epic has a fast track on the rear, which I used because it's pretty fast rolling. And I'm going to be trying out the new Fast Track S-Works on the front here. So again, just to kind of see, what it feels like for rolling, and obviously reduced about a half a pound in weight. But this is just a little quick glance of the Epic. So I came from a stump jumper. My riding style is a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more trail oriented rather than cross country. So I wanted to have a tire that I trusted. I never really ran cross country tires on any of my bikes in the past. Coming from a Scott Spark, coming from a Cannondale, and then I had the stump jumper, and then now the Epic. So as I get older, my style changed a little bit. So I'm not as aggressive in terms of bombing down mountainsides. I never was really into jumping myself. A few little accidents, so I kind of avoided that. But I'm pretty aggressive. No problem leaning the bike over and just riding that last shoulder block. But I wanted a front tire that I trusted a little bit more than the Fast Track, which came on the front originally. So I tried the ground control. Fantastic tire. Nothing negative to say about it. I think it's phenomenal, especially for a light trail use / cross country. It's a great tire to kind of guide through the trails. You can trust it. Never had a single washout on this tire. The only reason why I'm trying a new tire is this tire is a little heavy for a cross-country setup. This tire is, we'll weigh it on the scales here. I think it tipped out like 860, 870 grams, account for maybe a little bit more in the scales because there's some latex that has dried up in there. The S-Works Fast Track weighed in at 630 grams. So it's over a half a pound just by changing one tire on this bike. This bike, as it sits with pedals, is 23 pounds. So obviously it's about 23 and a half with the ground control on. So obviously if you take off the pedals, the little SWAT tool that's on the bottom bottle cage there, this is a pretty light bike, for a full suspension bike. So, and it includes obviously the brain front and rear, more or less the rear because it has a separate reservoir and a separate unit on the back. So yeah, if you're considering this tire, highly recommend it. No issues at all. They did come out with a new version for this for 2022. I've not seen it in person yet, but it looks a little bit more aggressive. But again, if you see this on the shelf and it's less dollars, grab it. It's a phenomenal tire. Never, like I said, never had a single washout. All the lugs are completely intact. Again, because it was a front tire. Yeah, there's nothing negative to say about it. The control casing does offer a little bit more protection than the S-Works. But again, it was a front tire, never really had any issues, never had any tears, cuts, flats. It was a very durable tire. So, this control casing is probably the best option for, even light trail use, because it is a little bit lighter and it is pretty supple. So let's get a little close up here of the knobs. Still see some of the molding spikes on it because it's in pretty new condition. Let's give it a little weight here. So 834. So pretty much basically right on the button. So 1 pound, 13 ounces. So, it's pretty heavy for a cross-country tire. There are some lighter options out there, but if you're looking for confidence and, grip is more important to you than, rolling resistance and a lighter tire, maybe a little bit more flexy tire, then this is definitely the tire for you. So, I'm pretty engaging in the comments, so please feel free to like. I ask you to please subscribe, as I'll be doing more gear videos, both on the road bikes that I have and the mountain bike. So I really appreciate the time, appreciate the view, and be well.